Hello everyone, welcome to the episode of Whiteboard series, and in this episode I'm going to explain about intelligence, that is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. As we all know, there are total 5 koshas, that is Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. So I'll be doing the diagram here. So as we all know, the Mooladhara Chakra represents the desire for food and sleep. So that is the Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is the kosha or the cell of the body which requires food in order to operate. And next is the Pranamaya Kosha. So Swadhisthana Chakra and Manipura Chakra, governing the desire for sex and power, holds the Pranamaya Kosha, that is the kosha or the shell of the consciousness which controls the prana. Prana meaning vitality, that is like the breath of air. So we call Hanuman the epitome of prana because he is the being who has mastered prana over his body. And next is the Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha has 2 chakras, that is Anahata Chakra and Vishuddha Chakra. That is the chakra governing the desire for love and desire for speech. So Manomaya Kosha is full of emotions. That is all the drama goes on in the Manomaya Kosha. And Vijnanamaya Kosha is the kosha which governs intellect. So that is handled by the chakra Agna Chakra, which governs the intellect. And finally Anandamaya Kosha, which is governed by the chakra Sahasrara Chakra. And it is basically awakened only for the spiritual people who have got to know the truth of reality. Now moving on to the 3 types of intellect. So one is the practical intellect. So practical intelligence is like when a person who is into Maya, that is he's still there in the Annamaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha, he's still there in the lower 3 chakra, basically an animal. So if you see, all animals are into survival. That is, every animal is trying to survive on Mother Earth. From amoeba till human, every animal is trying to survive. So for surviving, they must need the intelligence to survive. So that is called as the practical intelligence, where the animal has to be logical, analytical, very smart in thinking. For example, now fox is a predator when it comes to some animals, but when it comes to bigger animals like lion, tiger, fox is a prey. So to protect itself from the predators, it has intelligence. So sometimes the fox is cunning, smart in order to protect itself. So that is nothing but the practical intelligence. So that comes under the lower 3 chakras. This practical intelligence, the logical, analytical intelligence, can be used for solving maths, science, social and many problems. That is, it can be used for playing chess, for warcraft, for a king in order to control the kingdom or fight a war. Every person, that is a businessman, a king, must have this fox level intelligence. For example, in Mahabharata, if you see Shakuni, Krishna, they had this level of intelligence to fight war against each other. That is Pandavas versus Kauravas. They have bent the rules because even the Kauravas, that is in Shakuni team, had bent the rules, that is doing adharma. That's why even Krishna, for protecting the Sattva-guna people, he had to bend rules. So this cunning level of intelligence, that is the practical intelligence, is needed to survive in the Maya. And there is another level of intelligence, that is Manomaya Kosha, that is of emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence means it is knowing what the other person feels, empathizing basically. So if you see in Treta Yuga, Ram was very empathetic person. He was a very dharmic person, never bent the rules. He was always according to rules because he was thinking through emotions, and he never had any cunning feature because the war was fought according to rules. And that's why Ram is known for Manomaya Kosha, that is the emotional intelligence. And many people are attracted towards emotionally intelligent people because emotionally intelligent people know you very well. That is, whenever a emotionally intelligent person enters the room, he will know what other person or other people are feeling because his emotional quotient will be very high, and he'll be very good at socializing because he knows what other person feels. If the other person is sad, he will know. If the other person is happy, he will know. So that is why people like to be around emotionally intelligent people. They are very good listeners. That is, they will hear completely. That is, whenever you speak about something, they will hear it completely and give you some advice, life advice. And that's why being around such people is very calming for the mind. So that is emotional intelligence. And next is the Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. There lies the deeper intelligence, that is called as spiritual intelligence. So in spiritual intelligence, it cuts right through Maya. That is, the Maya itself is dissected. Maya itself is discarded. It is told that whatever you are seeing in this world is false, and the real truth is beyond this illusion. So that is cutting through Maya. Basically, intelligence is like a knife. So you can cut whatever you want with it. So here in the lower three chakras, you are using it for practical purposes, like to survive, because the lower three chakras are used for surviving in this world. That is Mooladhara for food and sleep, Swadhisthana for sex, Manipura for money, fame, power. So basically lower three chakras are human and animal instincts. So it is used for surviving in this world, like a fox. That is cunning intelligence. And also logical and analytical, to solve maths, play chess, play Warcraft. That is, if you are a king, you should know how to move your soldiers, move your horses, elephants. So you should know how to rule a country. You should be a very intelligent president, prime minister, whoever it is. So they should have the lower three chakras very strong in order to survive in this world. Not only survive, protect their people also. So that is practical intelligence. That is very deep inside Maya. That intelligence, the practical intelligence, is very deep inside Maya. It is there inside this world. So we can call it as physical intelligence. Whatever intelligence that we are using in the physical realm for the survival is physical intelligence or practical intelligence. It is delved inside the Maya. That is, it is used inside the Maya. It is not used for dissecting the Maya itself. For example, while playing chess or while solving maths or solving some science problems, you are not using the spiritual intelligence, because if you use spiritual intelligence, then you will tell everything is fake. Like all the food, sex, everything is fake. So no need to do anything. Let us do nothing, because the whole Maya is false. But when you are inside Maya, you have to use this practical intelligence which you have, because you are now already there inside Maya. Once you are already there inside Maya, you can't tell everything is false and stay still. You have to play the role, whatever you have been assigned to. So now, if you go beyond this intelligence, that is the practical intelligence, is the emotional intelligence. So now emotional intelligence is used to understand other people. Like we can say call it as astral intelligence, because the Manomaya Kosha is there in the astral world, and that is used to understand other people, empathize with other people. And having that in your life will attract so many other dreamers. That is, whoever is emotionally intelligent, that is whoever is strong with their Anahata and Vishuddha, they will attract people because you understand them very well. When you understand them very well, they'll feel drawn to you. They'll feel like they are heard. So that's why this intelligence is called as astral intelligence, where many dreamers like you, that is, you are a dreamer who has come deep inside Maya. And similarly, there are many dreamers who have come inside the Maya. And having the emotional intelligence makes other dreamers, that is other Vishnus, closer to you. By other Vishnus, I mean the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, small Vishnus. The Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, that is the causal beings, are way more powerful than us. They don't need any of the below intelligence. They just need the Anandamaya Kosha, that is the Sahasrara intelligence, that is the final spiritual intelligence to create universes. I'm talking about the Kshirodakshaya Vishnus, the small Vishnus, who require the two intelligences, that practical intelligence and emotional intelligence, to stay in the Maya. That whenever you are in the Maya, for having food, sleep, sex and power, you should have the practical intelligence, and to have the loved ones near you, you should have emotional intelligence. If you don't have emotional intelligence, you will not have empathy. Everyone will think you are very psychopathic or sociopathic. So that's why if you don't have emotional intelligence, they will not be near you. You will be very alone. And next is the spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence doesn't care about the below two intelligence. For the spiritual intelligence, these two are not required. That is, even if you don't have emotional and practical intelligence, the spiritual intelligence will tell it's fine. If nobody is attracted to you, who cares? Because you know the Maya is false. But that is very tough if you are still inside the Maya. That is, once you evolve beyond the Maya, then the spiritual intelligence will help you. However, when you are deep inside Maya, the spiritual intelligence won't help you that long, because without the below intelligences, you can't survive inside the Maya. So these are the three intelligences required to stay inside the Maya and also go out of the Maya. The spiritual intelligence is used to go out of the Maya, whereas the emotional intelligence is used to be with your loved ones, that is, be with your fellow Vishnus. It can be your family, friends, relatives, whoever it is. So to be with them, to have a strong relationship with them, you have to have emotional intelligence. Otherwise, everyone will go away from you. So that's why to be with your fellow dreamers, you should have the emotional intelligence. And finally, the survival intelligence, that is the practical intelligence governed by the lower three chakras. Hanuman has the lower three chakras in very strong manner. There is Manipura, Swadhisthana. He has gained the Ashtasiddhis, and that's why he is known to be the master of prana, vitality. And if you have that, your motivation will be very high, and your thinking skills for surviving, the logical brain, analytical brain will be very strong in such people. Emotional intelligence, you have to be like Ram. There is Ram. Ram is very idealistic. He doesn't bend rules. He always follows dharma, righteousness. He always thinks about others, even his own enemies. He thinks about the welfare of his own enemies, even if even if the enemies think bad of him, but he will always empathize with the enemies. So that is Ram, emotional intelligence. But emotional intelligence won't help in surviving sometimes. That's why the below intelligence is very crucial. And finally, the Anandamaya Kosha, that is the spiritual intelligence. Like Shiva, if you observe Shiva, Shiva is detached from the Maya. He has gone away from all the material world and he has gone to Kailasha to meditate. So, to get rid of the hold of Maya over your own consciousness, you have to have the spiritual intelligence, like Shiva. So, the best example for the survival intelligence is Krishna or Hanuman, and for emotional intelligence is Ram, and finally for spiritual intelligence is Shiva. So these are the best examples of these intelligences, and all this intelligence is given by the Devi herself, that is Devi Mahamaya. So Mahamaya or Lalita Tripura Sundari is the mother who has given all the Shiva Tattvas, the intelligence, all Ganapati, Subramanya, Hanuman, Ram, Krishna, everyone are given intelligence, emotions, everything by the Ma herself. So all the Maya is going on inside the womb of Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari, and we are just using all that intellect, emotion to see the world. So every person sees the world in their own eyes. Some people see through their practical intelligence, some people see through emotional, some people see through the spiritual intelligence. Everyone, including the Advaita yogis, Dvaita yogis, and Kriya yogis, everyone sees the world through their own perspectives, and those perspectives are given by the Ma herself, and we are just the watchers. That is the Shiva Tattvas are just the movie watchers, and the Ma Tripura Sundari, she is like the director of the movie. She is the creator of the movie, director of the movie, actor of the movie. We are just the watchers. So these are the three intelligences inside the Maya. And finally, Sadashiva. Sadashiva is where intelligence fades away. So there is no role of intelligence in Sadashiva. Sadashiva is where the intelligence collapses and you just stay still. That is, the consciousness doesn't give rise to any thoughts. It just stays still at rest. So this is how the Maya and all the intelligences works. So strengthen all your chakras. Never underestimate the other intelligences. Always give strength to all the intelligences by praying to Hanuman, Krishna, Ram, Shiva. Pray to all the Devis for strengthening your Shakti. Thanks for watching, and we'll meet in the next video. Jai Mahakal.